It's... Oh my god, I didn't get warrior or priest again. And oh my god, look at those other win rates, they're so bad. Why are they so bad, you may ask? It's because they simply don't get offered great cards. Because, you know, mini balance or whatever. And so, we'll go with the third place pick. Shaman, again. Maybe this time I'll actually get some Shaman cards.
Fire, heed my call.
I think this is a recap of the last Shaman, but obviously you're obligated to take the Demon Claws pick. Obligation. I mean, if you like winning. And I like winning. So, what does the Shaman provide for the arena? The slightly better picks. Well, the significantly better picks. Not as good as Warrior or Priest, but card quality is a little bit higher. Soul Cleave or Gnomish? Or Mogu? If I were to average out the win if I were to average out the win rates of all of these cards, according to HS Replay, looks like Mogu is clocking in at 53.7. Soul Cleave, with a really wide variance, is clocking in at about 53.7 also, and Gnomish Inventor is clocking in at about 53. So I'm probably choosing Soul Cleave or Mogu. Mogu is good value if there are 6 minions on the board. That might not sound fantastic, but Demon Hunter does have token generation cards. I'm gonna try this Mogu Flesh Shaper thing. I think it looks deceptively bad, but not that bad. Proto-Drake. Dragon Breeder. 2 mana, 2/3 is good, but this has the extra, whatchamacallit, the extra spice that I might get another Plagued Proto-Drake. Vile Fiend. This unfortunately doesn't get Solarian, unlike Mage, and also Rip Mage, by the way, in Constructed. And by Rip Mage, that was a pretty light nerf, right? Do I want to go Primordial Studies, which consistently has a 58% win rate, or do I want to go Soul Shard Lapidary, which has an average win rate of 58.5%, and obviously varies a lot based on whether or not you have Soul Fragments? And I think the answer is I will choose Lapidary and just get some Soul Fragments. 2/2 for 3, that deals 2 damage. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think that beats out Og Merchant. Slightly. This guy's pretty good. I never end up drafting many spells. I have one so far. There was some sort of synergy here, right? No. But elementals, I look cool. And hey, I actually get to draft some Shaman cards. We have 3 Shaman cards already. That's like 300% more than last time. Because we had 0 last time. Yes, I'm aware of the math at work, by the way. Any demons? One. Let's see. Cultist or goblin? Do I have a deck where I'll have a bunch of guys? Currently, it's a maybe. I don't know what deck this is yet. It's a 3-drop. 3-drops are useful to have. Yate? Yate. I have no 4-drops. Yate. Anthara, because I have the Demon Hunter hero power. Spectral Sight isn't amazing. Intrepid Initiate does actually win quite a bit. It's a spell. I don't have that many spells. I also don't have that many 1-drops. I have 0 1-drops. Spells I have so far are Molten Blast and... Wait, that's it. This kind of falls into the... I think that the Warlock hero power is bad because I think that slow card draw isn't necessarily that good. Along those lines, I'm still gonna pick Sight. It's a very close call for me. I think on another day I would have chosen Initiate. The win rate on this is surprisingly high. And I do think it's actually surprising that it's that high. Because I actually think that drawing cards tends to be bad in tempo land. And, whew, Lapidary again. It's a big variance. Or I could just pick the Fire Elemental, which is always good. But Soul Shard Lapidary is so good if I actually get the thing. Doomhammer is, of course, really good as well. Ah, it's tough. I believe the highest average win rate card here is Doomhammer or Fire Elemental. And given that I don't have any Soul Fragments yet, Lapidary seems like a bad pick. So... Is it Doomhammer? I do have one Lapidary, possible for some actual sick combo. Also, I do have the Shaman hero power. That's kind of good with Doomhammer. I'll go with it, I guess. I'm not entirely sure when this win percentage is shown. Is it shown for exactly the Shaman Demon Hunter combination in particular? Mermaid's solid. Hog Merchant of the Guardian variety. Hey, look, it's a Twin Tyrant. Oh, a Skull of Windon. I like winning. I don't have very many 4s. That's a good 4. I think the 1 is good. Tempo, tempo, etc. I have enough 5s, right? Yeah. Don't really want a 5-mana 4/6. It's great if I'm ahead, but let's actually be ahead, I suppose. Rusty Raider, no, that's a solid 5. Lovely day. Looks like I'm a mid-rangey deck. A little bit on the aggressive side, so Haggins' scheme is actually bad. Another Rusty Raider. Oh, cool. Another Imprisoned Valfiend, unless it's Axe, but it's Valfiend. Wow, Chaos Strike also. Oh, all the good cards came at the same time. Let's see, I don't have that many spells to actually activate my Mage Scribe. I have exactly one card that I need to activate. I can activate that card with Spectral Sight or Molten Blast or Skull of Gul'dan. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually don't have that many early game because I don't want to play Sandstorm Elemental. So many good cards here. And the Sky Stalker, I think. Yep. Only have... yeah. Oh, Marsh Spawn. Yeah, Marsh Spawn. Like, I like all these 3 drops. I don't have that many spells, but it's still Marsh Spawn. Ballfiend Trainer. That card just wins games on curve. And I don't have that many force. Oh, missed the spell. Missed the token spell. That card's especially good in this deck, but Valfiend's like a token card also. Broom, sweep, sweep. Believe that's better than the 5 here. I won't need Rush if I'm ahead the whole time. Huh. I think I'll actually lean towards Thresher here. In a deck that's more proactive, I don't believe you want Broomstick as much. Basically. And final pick. Mogu Flesh Shaper didn't get offered a single Soul Fragment card. I think one came up at one point, but it was early on. And I didn't have the Lapidary. And I chose a good card. Anyways. 5 mana, 5/5. One of the most potentially good cards turned out to be the worst card in the deck. But other than that, solid curve. Only 3 4-drops, that's probably the weak point. A little bit more 5s than usual. And then the Flesh Shaper are variable amounts of mana. Got some big bombs at the end. It looks good. Fairly high quality of cards were given.
Thrall versus Tyrande!
You give me strength.
For Doomhammer.
Is it just me, or does a loon look more distracting than usual here?
Elements guide me.
Stuff zooming all around her. Alright, it's not just me.
Roll need. What is in Moon's roof?
Alright, you tried decklist. So the opponent coined, which means that it implies they have a turn 2 play. So I'm going to tempo out a 2-1. Yeah, fine.
Probably.
This is the Don't Suck Mogu Flesh Shapers hand. The hand where the Mogu Flesh Shapers try not to suck. Is it worth taking an extra bit of damage to remove that now? I think the answer is yes. Well, next turn I've got it. Actually, this draw changed it up. Next turn I can play Doomhammer Hero Power. What a good card.
Elements guide me. Elements guide me.
This hand may have been seen and constructed before, but no longer great in constructed.
Elements guide me.
Oh, so much value. I'm crying. Huh. Oh, you can play it.
Mortals elements guide me.
I should be ecstatic that my flesh shaper took a sheep, but $12 damage, so he's at 10 in theory. That's not bad.
Magic is not
Do you think I need to play this? And guess I'll tempo out this guy with him. The fact that he sheeped the 3/4 is a sign that he has too much removal. Or maybe just a sign that he's using it badly. You never know.
Mortals are elements guide me. Elements guide me. Be careful with that.
Or damage and I have lethal. Assuming the weapon gets through.
enough for everyone.
Oh.
Mummy needs 5 more.
Oh. Okay.
Elements guide me.
Pretty sure
Guide me.
a later game opponent with this deck would have beaten me, but we got through this one. Those are some good cards. I was slowish.
Thrall versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
For Doomhammer.
3-drop, 4-drop.
Elements guide me.
3-drop, 4-drop, 5-drop, 6-drop. The strength of these 3, 4, 5, 6 might be so high that it's worth skipping turn 2. And hey, that's skipping turn 2, but it's not as bad a skip. Oh! I cast a spell! Oh my god! The value. Torrent. I took that really fast. I like almost never cast spells. I think the other choices were bad.
I like to think they teach.
This is an incredibly large amount of value I have in my hand.
What a day.
I'll show you what a day.
What a day.
Drink with me, friend.
We are friends now. Hello, friend.
Okay. I have the opportunity to go cheapo Flesh Shaper. And I should take it. It doesn't get cheaper than that.
Mortals are self-elements guide me. Magic is not a toy.
Do you think that's worth killing? This deals 8. That's a lot of damage. No other good way to do it. So I want to reduce my exposure to AoE. Basically 1-1 or 1-1 Reborn in. We don't have that much exposure to small AoE right now. I think we can go for strengthening the board. It's a fairly minor choice. Ooh. Like Proto Drake is just so mean in Arena. Oof. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11.
Do you call that a
To my will! Elements guide.
lovely day?
Hi. This is your daily reminder that I read chat, but I tend not to respond to. I mean, I read chat, but, you know, I'm not particularly talkative, I guess.
Thrall versus Garrosh.
Victory or death for Doomhammer.
Vile Fiend Trainer. It's like, can I mulligan these two and hope that both of them are low enough that I get the Vile Fiend to be playable on the left? A big part of winning that game was Vile Fiend Trainer on 4. I think she should sadly go. The chances of both cards being playable before 4, they're pretty small. I only have what? 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah. Too much to hope for. Stupid twin tyrant. He would have been in the way.
Mummy needs
I mean, the problem with it being here is that you can quickly see there would be no way to play it on the right side, and this means I wouldn't be able to play it until, you know, very late. The hero power is somewhat useful here.
Elements
Mummy needs 5.
Actually, I should definitely kill that now.
Probably.
Oh, was this skull on the left side of my hand that I mulliganed it? I actually don't know if that's right or wrong. I didn't think about it much, since I rarely think about keeping a 6-drop, but for skull, that might have been worth it. I had a 1-drop.
Firebomb ready.
Oh, second to left. Then it wasn't worth considering. Okay, Spectral Sight is shining, but it's a trap. Huge trap.
What a day.
I saw you keep a 10-drop before. That was in a significantly different meta. This is a very amusing raid exchange.
I brought enough for everyone.
Luckiest mermaid of all time.
astonishing. That's incredible.
That's flipping head 6 times in a row. Okay, I can play 6 mana, deal 3 damage. Or
I wonder.
I think I will go for 1+1+1. Take a lot of damage, but
Elements guide me.
I don't believe my health will be important in this game.
I wonder.
Ah, a freebie.
I smell blood.
I should play this side because Twin Tyrant will probably be played next turn, and then the Spectral Sight can be played. Cool.
What now? I wonder.
These late turns, you gotta watch out for those warriors or priests because their quality of draft is good enough that they'll very commonly have Twin Tyrant or Plague Predator Drake or North Sea Kraken, Dragon Maul, Skystalker, those type of late game cards. What am I missing from the power couples?
You're in my
Ah, Troublemaker, of course. Oh my god, that was a tough choice for you. That's scary. Definitely need to kill that 6/8. Twin Tyrant will not guaranteed hit that. If I do hit it, I need to send in 3+2. If I don't hit it, I'd need to send in the whole gang. That's very situational. I believe I should therefore 7, 2, 5, 3, 6.
What to do?
That's brutal.
Mortals are selfish. There is little time. Elements guide me.
Troublemaker. So much trouble.
Bend to my will.
I could have had a 3-2 instead of a 3-1. Actually, I'm going to claim that I played around Bladestorm. Genius. Well, planned. Planned.
Get these off of me!
I like to think they teach
Planned? Ah, Troublemaker is just such a monster. And when you pick Warrior, you're often offered great cards like Troublemaker. And the terrifying thing is the opponent had, you know, other plays to consider on 8 mana, apparently. Very scary. I'm like a little bit starstruck. The cards they played weren't that good, and they did skip turn 3. I mean, the turn 4 play was good, the turn 5 play was good, the turn 6 play was good, the turn 7 play was good, turn 8 play was good. Turn 9? I actually forgot what they did on 9. Turn 10 play was good. And by good, I mean like really good plays, so I guess even though they didn't make a great 2 play, the 3 play was a skip, it's still good. Meh.
Thrall versus Lunara.
The forest fights back.
For Doomhammer.
No, that's some tempo.
I smell blood.
There are a decent amount of dragons in this deck that I could consider. Going for a dragon. I'll try. If it doesn't interfere with me too much.
First kill.
Tyrant, Proto-Drake, Mage Scribe. Those are some good dragons. Oh, skip turn 3. Uh-oh. The dream is in my hand, but I think saving the coin for it's better. Yeah, that's tough, but given my curve, I think I need this card to fill in right now.
Be free. Elements guide me.
I'm against the hunter, so I paused for a moment before like just slapping for 2 damage, but I think is right to slap there.
Too hot for you.
Get this guy out on a board where, no, let's get this guy out.
It's not just the city of mages.
This guy is a good answer to this guy, but this girl is an even better answer to this guy. This wants to be played on an empty board. Ideally. It's pretty empty. And I would have loved to play Divine Shield on it, the Lake Thresher, but I'll tempo this one. And I managed to carry the coin all the way to my Proto-Drake. I've been saving my power turn.
Now how about...
And that's gonna be quite the power turn. Power! Plague Proto-Drake just puts on so much pressure.
Now how about...
If you're at 16, that's basically a I'm dead in 2 turns, oh no. Even worse for him though, I've got Doomhammer Hero Power for 6. 8 plus 6 is 14, plus the 4 on the board, that's 18.
I have trained for days.
I don't have lethal. I'm going to take it real slow. This is a really good tyrant.
Choose. I've got more.
Wow, what a cheater.
Mortals are so squishy. Protect
Let's see. I can't win
So
them
much
all.
consistent pressure. The twin power 8 drops right there. So, let me try something. Trump, what arena rating tracker do you use? Someone asked me something like that to try to trigger the bot. What is the arena stats card? I know that there's some way to trigger the bot. What are those numbers shown? Yeah, you're close. Arena? Okay. Plumpst! Because I noticed you here. Can we change it to its arena tracker? Cool, thanks. I noticed you, Plumpst. Thanks for subbing, good enough, and claps, by the way.
Thrall versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
Ooh, trainer on the left! Left trainer alert. So that's always my turn 3 play. So I think I'm willing to keep this as a turn 2 play. Not my best turn 2 play, but I'll play it on 2. River Crocolisk. I have so much respect for River Croc that I'll even use Panthera as River Croc. But if I could get a 1-drop or a 2-drop, that would be real nice. Oh god, it's a priest with the hero power of the demon hunter. Oh no. It's over!
Elements guide me.
But trainer on 3 is so strong that maybe I can overcome here.
I wonder.
Alright, that's a good sign. Opponent skipped 2. And didn't attack. Good not attack by him. Is he going to skip turn 3 also? Cool.
I like to think they teach me.
Let's run you into the tempo ground. Here's my turn 3 7/6. My power play. And now, hopefully, you'll be on the back foot the whole game. And then I'll just
I wonder.
slide in that extra 5 damage each turn. That extra 1 damage each turn. Oh, time for my bad turn 4. Oh. Unless Yeti? Oh.
Elements guide me.
Really strong turn 3 play, followed by
Pay
pretty weak turn
attention,
4
class.
play. Turn 5's looking good though. Turn 8's looking good.
I wonder. What a day! What a lovely day! I wonder.
My eyes are open.
Excellent. Rush target. Opponent took it slow. Just how slow can you take it? Do I want to play... Yeah, that's a decent save 2 damage. Not great, not bad.
The city of mages.
Not great. Good. Means this guy survived. That's good. Okay, I want to set up so that Twin Tyrant is awkward for him. I think that means playing the 1 and the 6.
I smell blood. Magic is not a tool.
1 great Twin Tyrant target, 3 bad Twin Tyrant targets. Board is
What a day!
a variety of threats. Give me Skull of Gul'dan! 3+5. Good. 5 mana, 3/4 rush. I'll take it. I suppose. That's like the one time Proto Drake is bad, when you're really far behind.
Too hot for you.
And the same goes with Skystalker.
Get these off of me!
Then it's just 8 mana, 8/8. 6 mana, 5/6.
You have been.
Oh, out tempt.
Thrall versus Uther.
I will fight with honor for Doomhammer.
Paladin Mage. Very cute. Do I want to play a 1 mana 2/1? No. Should I play a 1 mana 2/1? Maybe. Well, given that I don't have a turn 2 either. Oh no, is that a turn 2? Oh my god. Yeah, that's a turn 2. Yeah, that's fine. Made him play a power move this turn. What's your power move? That's a pretty good move. Very spooky. Your power deals 3 now. So I should trade this in. And play something out of range like this. Yep. I initially thought about Molten Blast, but this is probably even better. Get him to be the most awkward remainders of 3. That's the right word, right? We're trying to deal with remainders here. Mods. Mods is the word I'm looking for. 2 plus 2 or 3 plus 1 or 1 plus something else. 2 plus 2, I guess.
Too hot for you.
We were looking for mod 1 results.
So where does the magic come from?
If I kill that, I save my 2/2. Is that better or worse than just playing my Yeti right now? I think I go for preservation of cards on the board. So that could have been extrapolated. I killed 3/3 worth of stats, and I developed 4/3 worth of stats. This is a total development play of 7/6. This is a development play of 4/5. I think I probably don't want to rush both of the Valfiends out on the same turn. I mean, next turn is pretty clear Valfiend Yeti.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for
I think.
duty.
Sure. Evil 1/1. How bad could it be? Blessing of Authority is the nightmare. But I can't play around Blessing of Authority to the extent where I'll spend my hero power to not play a Vilefiend, or to not play the Yeti and play 2 Vilefiends. I think that's generally worse. So it's important not to get caught into the trap that you have to clear the opponent each turn. That's 2 OCD.
Elements guide me.
I don't know why I immediately rushed to press that button. That was very OCD of me. I could have played 5-drop, 2-drop.
Elements guide me.
I guess I'm not infallible. After my speech, too.
Such a beautiful shield.
I hope you like my invention.
We're running out of value.
I like to think they teach me.
Elements guide me.
This wave of tempo has to get him. Get him.
Let me think.
Good. That's a fairly slow turn from him, and I happen to have the perfect answer for the albatross.
It's not just the city of nature.
You call that a weapon?
So next turn is going to probably be the turn where I am relatively the most strongest to him. This turn, slash the beginning of next turn, with the Valfiend. I really need to get some of my big cards. Those would be nice. Sanctuary is actually a dead draw for him. Ooh, nice card. Tempo, 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 tempo. Go, 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 go! Okay, this is the turn where I am the most relatively strong to him. Before he stabilizes with his Dragon Discover. Cool. Yeah, this is peak performance right here. Winning the game with no cards in hand. With the opponent having lots of cards in hand. It means their resources were used as sharply as possible. Feels good to make the control player mutter like, oh, if I just had this answer card, I would have stabilized, but no.
Thrall versus Thrall!
For Doomhammer! For Doomhammer!
Valfiend Trader on the left! It's always my turn 3 play. Always. That could be my turn 2 play.
There is little time. I wonder.
Today, we get to see the difference in hero power. Unless we see the difference in card value if he plays the Troublemaker. But I'm always willing to bet on the sure thing. On my own claws. Rawr.
I smell blood.
Yeah, it's kind of weird right now. The dual class is based around if you have the same hero power instead of the same hero portrait. So, double for Doomhammer.
What to do? There is little time. I wonder.
Home is where the wagon
Ooh, dual class card. Fancy.
Elements guide me.
That's an upgrade. Probably.
If I compare that with the old 3 mana 2/1 deal 2 damage. I got it for 2 mana. Good deal.
I wonder.
If I'm ahead on the board going into my power play, that's really good for tempo. Wait, did I just say dual class card? All Doom Plague spell.
What to do?
Took a moment and looked at the scenery and it's like, wait a second. This isn't Skullman's? It's a good thing he's taking so long that I can notice that.
I have trained for days.
I like to think they teach me.
The Nightmare is small AoE. There's not that many cards that do that, so we just hope. If there isn't small AoE, I snowball this into a win. If there is small AoE, I almost certainly lose.
I wonder.
That's an interesting thought of no hit is punished by 1 damage AoE, I would always hit. So you have to weigh into account what are the odds.
There is little time.
Like, what do the warrior have and the shaman have that does 1 damage AoE? There's 2 main things. There's whirlwind and there's sandstorm elemental. Then you have to like boil down exactly if they have that, or lightning storm. It's like, I think that happens infrequently enough that it's worth risking at all not to. It's worth risking it all, so to say. Because if you hedge too much, you lose. Period.
Mortals are so squishy. Bend to my will.
they bite.
It suddenly occurs to me that playing Hearthstone is like being a hedge fund manager. And you're in the risk department. Is it worth giving up the gains in order to mitigate risk? And that's a decision that changes with every passing turn. And a lot of different information coming in. If it was Whirlwind or Bladestorm, he hits his own guy and then it still dies. He would trade it into my 5/4. True, it would be only a 1/4, which means it wouldn't necessarily kill my guy. But my benefit is that I have an extra 2/1, which was useful because it rallied into giving me the Mogu Flesh Shaper, and maybe it's because I had Mogu Flesh Shaper in my hand that I was more willing to take the hedge risk. Because this card tells you, do not hedge. Don't hedge, says Mogu Flesh Shaper. So that I cost less mana. Even this is an example of risk management. I make myself pretty vulnerable to deal 3 damage AoE or deal 2 damage AoE. I could just play Doomhammer, but I have a read.
What to do?
And also, this card just sucks. So, play him while he's discounted. Mogu Flesh Shaper is less exciting than I thought. I'll have to mentally note to pick him less.
There is little time. Would you help a weary traveler?
5, 8, 11, 12. Face it, man. You lost. I was actually gonna hit him twice with a Doomhammer, but this is probably better.
Elements guide me. Bend to my will! Bend to my will!
They bite.
We could be at 4. But I think this is more securing.
What to do?
Yeah, my Mogu Flesh Shapers are a lot less good because I didn't get any of the Evolve cards.
You win this one.
I haven't gotten that card in a while. Unlucky since I look out for it, I think. Let's see. So, I was debating with myself. I saw someone ask, I don't plan on covering the nerfs because it's one class and it's 2 cards. And it's like, yeah, Evocation and Solarian were pretty OP. Makes sense that they were nerfed. Double down on the predictions I gave last time. About it. Interestingly enough, I think this might be one of the times that they nerfed based on not necessarily power level, but feel badness. Because, well, maybe power level, actually.
Thrall versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild. For the Frost Wolves!
You know, I'm actually going to keep Skull of Gul'dan in the middle, because I have the 2-drop and the 3-drop. That's a really specific keep. I haven't cast Skull of Gul'dan a single time in these 7 games, so maybe I'm getting anxious, but that's a really good card.
That's
Wow.
incredible! Spectacular!
Drink with me, friend. Get these off of me!
I think this is a game where Mogu Flesh Shaper could be quite discounted. Let's see. To play it next turn, he would have to play 3 minions right now?
What to do?
7, 6. No, he has to play 2 minions. Pretty unlikely, but if he does play 2 minions, I have a ridiculous turn. Oh my god. It's happening! It's happening! We have 1 mana. Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Squishy. Spectacular! That's incredible! Spectacular! That's incredible! Bend to my will! What to do?
0 mana, 3/4 rush.
If power is what
Oh.
you seek,
Holy crap, it's only turn 4.
provide.
Oh, that's a good card. Oh my god.
What a day! What a lovely day!
Bend to my will! A charming composition.
Alright, if I were the opponent, what kind of spell would I try to get? Oh, Dragon Breeder plus Mage Scribe. Oh my god, I have to go for that, don't I? Play the Mage Scribe this turn. Or do I Skull of Gul'dan? There's no way that Druid can deal with my Mage Scribe. Druid Demon. There's no way. There's no cards that do that, so this is so good. Oh, I should play this first before the Skull, of course. That locks in the value.
Magic
so
is
good.
not a toy. Bend
I
to
need to
my
get rid of this spell damage. More vulnerable with slime, but oh well. Part of me is hoping to draw a 5-drop so I can play Dragon Breeder before Skull of Gul'dan. What if I get both? Imagine this. I have both Mage Scribes on the board, and then I play Skull of Gul'dan. That'll get me 7 cards. Dream big. Oh my god, it's the 5-drop, it's a sun.
You'll grow up to be a fierce one.
Such a beautiful.
Be careful with that.
The next turn, Mage Scribe. Turn after that, play Skull of Gul'dan, get 7 cards. It's a shame that this is so much tempo that he'll probably still just lose.
I wonder.
I also know that he drew big card, and big card, so this is the only small card he has.
Your feeble magic amuses
Okay.
me.
I can see.
Oh. Oh, that's right, I had lethal on the board. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Thrall versus Tyrande.
You give me strength.
For the Frost Wolves. Elements guide me.
It's blazing speed, a loon here. Very scary. I'm seeing stars. What a draw.
You don't pick the one, silly.
What a draw.
Get these off of me!
Nice clean 2, 3, 4, 5. Not a very exciting 3, and not a very exciting 5, but it's a curve.
Learn obedience, peon! What, you lazy peon!
Okay, my 5-drop might be more appropriate. Maybe. I get the feeling I'm really going to want a hero power this next turn. In which case I'll probably be playing 3+1+ hero power. Because his likely attack would be a 4/4 into 3/3. Okay, never mind. This is a really good attack for me. Oh, this isn't great, because this is the perfect card for him to go into. Maybe I should just equip Doomhammer. This is like a really bad card. I could go for the tempo 1/1/3. What if I just equip Doomhammer? The next turn I have 4 mana, that's not great. I actually think 3/1/1 is correct here. Oh no, I really want to not.
Such a beautiful sheen.
I'm not a huge fan of playing a 5 health minion to, you know, the perfect 5 damage card, but everything else is bad in its own way. A really good line for him. It would be pretty wrong to play the Raider. This is, you'd be playing her as a 1/8 instead of the sheer value she is. Oh. Right, I do want to... Oh, I already played a spell. I want to save a spell for this. This is rough. I'm gonna really anti-tempo myself, I think. Yeah. My hand is actually competitive for a late game strat here. With the 2 extra shaman spells. The extra shaman spell. The proto-drake. And the doom hammer if I go for value over time. Molten Blast, pretty good answer to 5-2. Get a spell to play with the Mage Scrab. Mutate. Torrent. Torrent should be really good. Oh my god, Torrent Mage Scrab next turn is great. Lock that in. Huge swing turn. Next turn will also be a swing turn.
A charming composition.
Yeah, Mutate's normally pretty good in this deck, but... I mean, you have to read the room here. I don't have a Flesh Shaper in my hand. And the next turn I'm, you know, it's just so good to actually have a spell to play with the Mage Scrab. What can I say? I'm obligated to do this turn.
Magic is not a toy. Oh, not lose these.
Sure, I can do this. Next turn, play Proto-Drake. I like it. It's time for max pressure.
I wonder.
Another soul to consume.
Despite all those value turns, you're now running out of value. And it is definitely time to hit the face. Next turn is almost certainly the Doomhammer face plus a 5-drop. Value. So I want to get him in a position where if he plays Mind Control, he loses. How would I do that? Well, it's pretty easy.
What to do?
13 plus 6, 7. Yeah. That's a good draw. It's really well with this plan.
Elements guide me. Elements guide me.
I like to think they teach me.
That is just too many angles that I'm attacking from. Your value will never come in the mail. Your dragon, your spell, your 4/3 rush, your 3/1 stealth, your other 4/3 rush.
What is a loon's
You're never gonna get it. Oh, the valley.
is finished? You win.
Suddenly occurs to me that okay, I think the small sample size on the draft isn't specifically for the Shaman Demon Hunter combo. Doomhammer is just really good in Demon Hunter hero power.
Thrall versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild.
For Doomhammer.
1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop. Alright. I'll keep more aggressively the Alec Merchant because he's got the Hunter hero power. So I expect early game from him. So the chance of like a turn 1 coin or a turn 1 play seem higher. But no!
First elements guide me.
Ooh, Molten Blast into Marsh Spawn. That was pretty good. But this is a... This is a good card to protect Infiltrator. Why am I trying so hard to protect? I should curve this perfectly. Yeah. I should just lock in that line. It's not a great Molten Blast, but it locks in a good line.
Your wish is my suggestion.
Trying to get Arcane Explosion. Yep. Cute. Your power play. Very powerful card, but I can overcome that. Big decision. It might look like easy Eye of the Storm. But I'm going to have a lot of tokens, and I have Onyx Mage Scribe to trigger off of.
I wonder.
And still I have the Storm, though. I think.
That's an upgrade. Probably.
It's gotta be right. I have the Storm as insane. It's gotta be. It's just gotta be.
Get these off of me!
I'm gonna win big.
Did he just choose mystery choice? Or is that randomly shuffled? I know it was the left choice. That must not have been mystery choice. Surely not. It must be random. Unless?
Operation!
Hmm. 2 damage. It looks like he has to send both of them in. So why would I make the 1/1 have taunt? It's a beast. Small synergies. I'll take the 2 damage. Got my value.
Magic is not a element's guide. What to do?
That's such a good target to Twin Tyrant.
Your rage sustains me.
9 damage to face. I poke this. I can guarantee the Twin Tyrant goes there if I double poke this.
What to do?
God, that's so much value.
Do not lose these.
Okay, let's see. So the first point of order is I want to stop the 2/3. Maybe with a Frost Shock. And then facey facey. Yeah. That was a really good skull. Well, was it? I only played one of the skull's cards. I mean, I got a discount of 9 mana, so it's bound to be a good skull. It was a good skull because I got Frost Shock. Meant I could go face. Five sticks is too sticky for you. It's too sticky. Can't clear it all. Wait, I don't have enough damage. Okay, don't throw it all away here. I could tidal wave, clear the board. Alternatives. Deal 4 to face. Alternatives.
I wonder.
Alright, let's just go with the tidal wave line. The Eye of the Storm should
We must stop this corruption.
be pretty good.
For the crusade.
One would hope. One would hope a 10 mana spell would be pretty good. Let's play this card. Man, these 5 mana cards just
Your feeble
haven't had the right opportunity to play it.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Pokey pokey. The rush isn't that good right now. I think I play a 5-drop and a 2-drop. Poke poke 5/2.
I wonder.
The 5 I play. It should probably let me poke poke. Poke poke. I'll have a 7/7, so this is the best.
It's not just the city of mages.
Nature speaks through us.
It's not just the city of mages.
Oof. That must sting. Alright, time for Lovely Days.
I can
Why no 2 mana 5/5 or dormant? You know, I've been staring at that 2 mana 5/5. I was like, I wonder when the right time to play this card is. I guess the answer is because if I play the dormant card, it has a chance of participating in the battle. I think I can stand by that. If you don't play the 2 mana dormant card, then it'll never actually see play. I think that's justifiable. That was my reasoning.
versus Garrosh.
Victory or death for Doomhammer.
Gul'dan is definitely a really strong card. I wonder if I'm willing to keep it middle left when I do have a card. Oh, let's see. So basically, if I draw any card that's... a 6 would still be fine. I just don't want to draw the Plagued Protodrake or the Twin Tyrant there. You know, this is... You know, that card's insane. I should have kept the Skull of Gul'dan. Probably the reason I didn't keep the Skull of Gul'dan is because I didn't have another play. That's what I'd like to think. That time where I had the skull and I mulliganed it. Pretty slow warrior. He's repping the turn 1 hero power, turn 2 hero power. Tempo though, right? This is even more tempo. Lets me lead into Dragon Breeder. I don't have a play next turn if I play Dragon Breeder. Coin Valfiend. I think I want to coin Skull. You know, let's play this card. I didn't like my 2 draws, so tempo.
No growth to be a fierce one.
Everything must go. This line, I guarantee myself a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 play. Now it's a terrible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And instead of Thresher, I'm going to coin out the skull.
I challenge you to Makara!
I don't think I can play Marsh. Well, yes, I can. Everything must go. It's Tempo Town here. What if I coin Raider, actually? No, Raider is pretty bad here. Everything must go.
Guide me.
I feel insane. We're playing our cards so quote-unquote badly here. It's all in the name of tempo.
Protect the roost.
Alright. If he fire blasts here, that's good for me. What a day. What a day.
What a day!
How much do I care about whittling this thing down? His health total looks pretty high.
I wonder.
This is a good trade for me to make. It's just a, do I want to spend 7 damage on it? And I think yes. And I want to play Lake Thresher when I'm ahead on board behind a taunt.
Elements guide me.
Lovely day!
This has been a really interesting game. The cards I've played, I think a lot of people would play this hand differently. And it is difficult to know whether or not that's better or worse than how I played it. I would go as far as to say, like, I must be in the very small minority of people who would have played this hand this way. I played Sandstorm Elemental on 2.
I wonder.
I played the Marsh Spawn without the spell. I haven't played Skull of Gul'dan yet.
We'll be fine. It wasn't that big.
It's been interesting. Hitting this is good. 3 health left. Poke. That'll put that at 1. Sandstorm Elemental can finish it. I think this is definitely time for Skull. Oh, Dark Iron Dwarf synergy. Interesting. Very interesting. Can I? I can, but I don't think that's actually good. Yeah, I'm gonna not play the Flesh Shaper.
Ready for that? Get these off of me!
Elements guide me.
Lovely day!
I played every single discounted card. No, I did take more damage. I ended up hitting the 5 attack instead of the 1 attack. Huh. 8 drops obviously good. 4,
What to do?
3, 1 also possible. Don't think I've given him a big target to deal with yet, so I don't want to exhaust the big card, which could just get dealt with really efficiently.
I like to think they teach me.
I'm feeling like he lacks AoE.
There is little time.
Like, there's no Flame Strike, I should say specifically. That's just the read I have. I think it makes a lot of sense that he doesn't have it. Alright. I gauge that against the fact that he played Twin Tyrant. Which, you know, along with Flame Strike being a little bit rare. Ultimately, we cross our fingers. Okay, on this turn, Mogu will be very inexpensive. That's good. I probably plan on playing everything except Proto Drake. Literally. Can I fit that many minions on the board? I mean, this has to be right. Start off with that. It's gotta be right to do
That's an
this.
upgrade. Probably.
This is the discount. That's gotta be right.
There is little time. Mortals are so squishy.
I'm gonna go for the value. Looks like my health total probably won't matter.
You fight me, you get burned.
I missed damage? Did something not attack? This thing, I guess? Oops.
Elements guide me. Too hot for you.
Oh, the Mogu didn't do anything. I see.
What now? Outland.
Oof. It's bigger Proto Drake. Arrgh. Electrical Sight sure would be a good draw. Two spells in the deck, Sight and
Actually, I
Molten Blast. That's a good draw. Have to like think about it. Is that good? Yes, it's good. Lets me do this. And lets the Core Hound go wild. Gah! Hopefully I don't lose the game by missing 3 damage. Could be one of those games. It's gonna have 4 attack.
Elements guide me.
This puts me at lethal in 2 turns. But pretty easy to play 10 attack worth of minion, isn't it?
I dream of the world.
Oh, this is gonna be really close.
I got you, friend.
This could be a tie. Oh, here's the fake out. Fake out. Fake.
Such a beautiful sheen.
Well played. Elements guide me.
He was not full.
Guide me. That was an error.
There's only one card that would have won me the game there. Molten Blast. Even with taunt, I still have a 1 in 8 chance. Oh, 1 in 8 plus spectral sight bonus. Didn't matter, the damage! I missed 3 damage!
You win this one. That is an error.
It was a hard turn, much complication. And the extra damage I took mattered? Oh, yeah. Grumble.
Thrall versus Garrosh.
I need to get better at seeing the full picture of those multi-trade turns. I think often I'll make the final attack which looks good, but it'll turn out that there was a better attack in the mid part. Grumble, grumble. That's often what causes me to like take a little bit of extra damage or deal a little bit less damage.
You'll grow to be a fierce one.
Skip turn 2. Weak turn 3 by me. Power play turn.
Firebomb ready.
Outrider. That's a really good play. Catches up with that move. Huh. I don't think I liked that move. That was a very strange move. Was it that strange? Felt a little strange. Now the question is, do I hit him for 4?
What to do?
$24, $22, $20. 6 charges left. 6 charges left. 6 times 3, 18. I'm gonna hold this.
Protect the roost.
I think this game will go on long enough that I will use all the charges. So therefore I should keep it.
We summon, not you.
It is so tempting to kill that right now, but this is glowing.
I like to think they teach me.
Protect the roost.
Okay.
Elements
Now he's low enough that this is justified. And I just drew a pretty good tempo card.
What a day.
Elements guide me.
You know, that card just isn't impactful enough against my deck. I was definitely thinking about the trade there. And then was like, nah. I'm not casting a spell next turn. Plus these 1/1s discount the Flesh Shaper. His minion discounts my Flesh Shaper. It tends to be good for this deck when it has Flesh Shaper to leave minions on the board.
We must stop this corruption.
Well, oh, yeah. Information. That's a really good information card draw thing.
What to do?
I can play 1+4+3. Is that useful? I could alternatively just hero power. Yeah, I'm getting too fancy with wanting to play Mogu.
What?
Just hero power, poke poke. 7 mana left. Play the 5 plus the 1 plus the... Yeah. Or...
There is little time.
Yeah, there's just no way to fit in the mana for the Mogu because the button turns out to be too useful. Imagine this hero power being better than playing a Mogu Flesh Shaper. Makes sense since Flesh Shaper wouldn't be able to hit anything relevant, and the hero power is +2 damage.
I wonder.
Stupid Skull of Gul'dan is trapped by Momoku Flesh Shaper. Do I have lethal? Yes. Maybe. Definitely. Worst case, this kills. 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. 3, 4, 5, 8, 11. Okay, so the worst case... No, yeah. I could actually not have lethal. I'd be pretty unlucky. 5, 7, 8.
What a day!
Mortals are so squishy. Mortals are so squishy. Bend to my will. Bend to my will. Elements guide me. Elements guide me.
I'll get even!
Wait, I still have lethal? I miscounted. I miscount. Miscount in my favor.
Thrall versus Valir.
Watch your back.
For Doomhammer.
I don't think I want to keep this going first, and... God, Spectral Sight on the Outcast. I actually think it's wrong to keep because we're so tempo-based. Oh, was that wrong? Alright, chat, I'm going to petition you here. Spectral Sight On the left, is that a mulligan? So a lot of people said keep, but here's my reasoning on why I'm going to mulligan it. So imagine you have the Warlock hero power. The Warlock hero power is you press it and then you gain 1 card advantage. So that's plus 1 card. Spectral Sight, when you play on 2, is also 1 card advantage. Now clearly, it's very important to play on curve and play tempo. And you don't want to tap on 2, therefore you should mulligan Spectral Sight. That's my reasoning. I mean, I asked chat just to see how much they would keep it. It was an overwhelming yes, keep it. But I was thinking about it, I was like, I actually think that's a bad idea. I would normally play the Panthera here, but I drew really badly. I don't even have a 3-drop or a 4-drop, so we're gonna hold. I mean, the Spectral Sight became the Mermy.
So many options.
So to say.
Elements guide me.
Gonna win big.
Looks like it's a minion that activates when I attack him. Oh my god, if it's a snake, that discounts Mogu by a lot. Next. You know, I think I just try to high roll snake traps. I mean, I have no other play to make. Give me the snake. Yes!
Mortals are so squishy.
Up to no good? Me too.
Probably play Lapidary into Skull. Although playing Lake Thresher on an empty board's pretty tempting. On a mostly empty board. I'd like almost force him to trade the 1/4 in. But then I have no good 6, so I should play Lapidary. You're useless. Oh no. I can't play this out of fear of plagiarize, can I?
This one's a real page turner.
Rated by Volparis Scoundrel. Well, I have another good play. This is an
I
excellent play.
like to think they teach me.
Mortals are so squishy.
I'm thinking about, you know, the bamboozle. We don't want that to be bamboozled. Best bamboozle result, probably this one becomes a 4-drop. So this is correct. Wait. I think I hero powered the 1/1.
Elements guide me. Bend to
Okay.
my will.
What's the gem?
Plagiarize. Full Gul'dan probably would have been less desirable to plagiarize still though.
Mortals are so squishy.
Should be kind of not that easy to outcast the 5/4. Kind of difficult. Affect my 3/1.
To my will.
By moon and spear!
That was a pretty weak turn. I wonder if he's trying too hard to outcast that thing. The classic trap.
Elements guide me.
Now, keep my minions a week.
Bend to my will.
They get the value. Spells left in the deck, Spectral Sight, Molten Blast.
It's not just the city
Two
of
spells.
mages.
Another week. Guess I win.
Elements guide me. Bend to my will. Too hot for you.
Okay. Final boss. And I would have been 12 already if I hadn't thrown by missing 3 damage. Final boss. Do for no boss.
Thrall versus Liadrin!
My blade burns with holy fire.
For Doomhammer.
Oh, Skull of Gul'dan. Yeah, that's a keep. And then I just hope not to draw exactly Plague Proto-Drake in this spot. It's like, Skull of Gul'dan. First, I didn't keep it when it was one space to the left. But now it's like, okay, 2 spaces to the left. Yeah, that's fine. Just took me a while to catch up on how good Skull of Gul'dan is. Did you know that's a really good card?
They cannot stop my
Oh my god, turn 1 Gnarg from Paladin. I'm crying.
elements guide me.
I just want some peace and quiet!
At least I have nothing to axe right now, I suppose. Oh my god, this final boss! Oh my god. Well,
Don't keep your thoughts to yourself.
Sandstorm Elemental promises to be quite good.
Pain means little to me now.
Wow. I have to hero power, right? No, I don't. I have to Guardian Log Merchant, don't I? No, I don't. I only saves 1 health. So therefore I have to hero power. Yes.
I wonder. Elements guide me.
It's not just the city of mages.
So much tempo. I really want to Dragon Breeder the Onyx, but that's probably ridiculous. It's never gonna happen, right?
I wonder.
We're so close to dead. I need to get the skull to the left.
What to do?
You'll grow up to be a fierce one. Get these off of me!
This is a really brutal game. I mean, what can I do? Turns out turn 1 Gnarg is really good. Followed by Curve. I also haven't played my coin turn yet. And First Day of School is a great card. Even Sandstorming Elemental in 2 of those isn't enough. I need you to relax this turn, buddy. Relax. Relax. You can take a breather for a turn.
Options.
Oh, that's not good. That's a good draw. I'm going to value my 2/2 over 5 health. Oh. Can actually coin that to heal 5. Healing for quite a lot. That's probably good.
What a day!
Heal for 4 rather.
That's an upgrade! Probably. What a lovely day!
Protect me!
Definitely pretty low, and I definitely don't have an answer to the 5/6. But we have scarabs. The good news is we have scarabs.
Options, options.
I want to play Onyx Mage Scribe into School of Gul'dan, but I doubt he'll give me the time. Hey, relax, man, relax. You don't have to always play on curve. Give me a chance to catch up, Mr. 111. No, Mr. 121114556. Holy crap.
Options, options.
Another soul to consume. That's an upgrade! Probably.
A warden always hits her.
Oh my god, they're beasts! They're all beasts! Final boss was too scary.
Well played.
An error. Your win, friend. I can see.
I mean, I'm a genius! I win again! That was a slight misplay by him. It's the world that could have been. Wow, that's a very sad reward. It's like Blizzard was like, no, you don't deserve a good reward for that one.